If you're thinking of moving to Manhattan Beach, you're going to want to watch this first. What's up, everybody? I'm Cheyneinman, a local realtor here in Southern California, servicing everywhere in the South Bay. And on this channel, we cover everything outdoors and community within the South Bay. So Torrance, Redondo, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Lawndale, Palos Verdes. If you're looking to learn more about areas in the South Bay, then you're in the right spot. So be sure to subscribe and click the little bell so you're notified every time I put out a new video. And if you are thinking of moving to the South Bay or any of the towns around this area in Southern California, feel free to reach out. I get calls and texts constantly from people moving here, and I love to hear from people. So call or text anytime, and I'd love to hear from you. So with that, let's take a look at Manhattan Beach. So I actually moved to Manhattan Beach in 2015. I grew up in Northern California, and in Northern California, Southern California is basically viewed as the complete opposite. Everything I knew about Southern California was pollution and traffic, and just not a place I really wanted to be. And so I'd never actually heard of Manhattan Beach before a year or two before moving down here. And when I first went to Manhattan Beach, I was like, wow, this is a hidden gem. The beaches are beautiful, the weather is amazing, and all of the homes here are just gorgeous. So it's definitely a spot that people will come on vacation, and there's also a very strong local vibe to the area. And so today I thought we would take a look at the town and kind of go over the pros and the cons of living here. All right, so pro number one is the beaches. I mean, it really doesn't get better than the Manhattan Beach sand. You've got a beautiful, clear, not necessarily warm waters, but beautiful beach to hang out on. And you've got a nice walking path along the beach. And so it's just a great spot to be. Growing up in Northern California, the beaches were, just some place to go see the water, but you weren't going to go in, and you're probably going to be wearing a sweatshirt because it's just so cold. But the weather here is great for most of the year. And with that, there's just people out on the beach all the time, and it's just a great spot to be. And then the beaches here are just beautiful. The sand is something that's a little bit different because they actually have tractors that come through and rake the beaches and keep it nice and smooth. And it's definitely well maintained, and people are, responsible about taking in bringing out any trash that they bring down to the beach. And so it's just a great ambiance of being here. And so I think that's probably the highlight of Manhattan Beach, is just the beach itself. And there's just so much to do along the beach. You've got the pier, and just relax on the sand or go in the water, go for a run along the sand. You've got, like I said, the strand that runs along the beach. And so with that, it's just a great spot to be, and a great destination for locals or for tourists as well. Yeah, I mean, being on the beach here is really special. You've got, like I said, these beautiful, nice, clean beaches. People love to go surfing out there. It kind of reminds me of Hawaii. And when I was out in Hawaii on vacation after moving down here, I actually missed being at home on my own beach, because you don't get the humidity that you get in Hawaii, but you still get those amazing views. So like I said, it's a great spot just to hang out and relax, or go in the water for a swim, bodyboard or surfboard. There's a lot to do in the Manhattan Beach area. So aside from the beach life and the great weather, I think one of the key driving factors to families moving to Manhattan Beach is just the excellent schools. According to niche.com, it is actually an A+ rating for public schools. It has, we've got Robinson Elementary School, we've got Meadows Elementary School, you've got Manhattan Beach Middle School, and Miracosta High School. Miracosta High School has some great facilities. They actually just redesigned their gym. It's amazing. I do workouts on their track all the time. It's a great all-weather track, open to the public in the mornings and afternoons, and just a great school system to be a part of. There are, families that will send their kids to private schools in the area, maybe a little bit of a trek more towards downtown. But with such great public schools in Manhattan Beach, I think that's a key driver for why people are moving to Manhattan Beach. And pro number 3 is the local foods and restaurants. And I feel like that's a key component to what makes Manhattan Beach kind of that local small town, beach town kind of feel, is you just have all these little shops and restaurants that you can go check out. And, they're not something that you're going to find is just a chain restaurant or store or anything. You do have a few of those. You've got Skechers is located based in Manhattan Beach. You've got, some big brands, and then you've also got a lot of that local feel. So, that's a great thing about Manhattan Beach. You're not going to find a lot of fast food. So if that's something you're looking for, you're going to have to go out of the city a bit to find some. But yeah, there's anything from the little small bakery shops in the corner. You've got, Mexican food and smaller, more individualized type restaurants. And then you've got, more fancy style restaurants. So you've got something for everything you're looking for. I really like the Kettle. It's on the corner on Manhattan Beach Pier, and it's got a lot of different types of food. It's American food. They're actually open 24 hours, which is crazy, but they're a great little diner to check out. It's always pretty busy, but it's worth the wait to get in, and you can sit and actually enjoy the outdoor patio and see everything all along the pier as well. So great little spot to check out if you're visiting the area and want to check anything out. Definitely check out the Kettle. All right, and the 4th pro for being in Manhattan Beach is the weather. It's Southern California. It really is great down here, and the closer you are to the beach, you don't really feel those super hot, humid days. You do find a few days. I mean, the craziest thing is you'll get some of the warmest days in January, February, March, just a random weekend, and everyone hits the beach, and it's just a nice relief if it's been raining for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden you've got a 80-degree day, and you can go to the beach. It's something that's a little bit different from anywhere else, I feel like. And the nice thing about the weather also is, you never get those super, super hot days where it's just, 100 plus degrees, and you're just miserable. When it is warm, like I said, everyone goes to the beach, but one thing to keep in mind is if the homes that you're looking at are not recently remodeled, they may not have a air conditioning. That's just kind of beach life. A lot of the homes are just more air, open up the windows and get the breeze coming through. But, like I said, it is a community that has, been some remodeling done. So there are some homes that are newer and do have the air conditioning, but just kind of depends on your budget and where you're looking. And the 5th pro, which is actually probably my favorite thing about Manhattan Beach, is just how outdoorsy it is, and being active is just so easy here. You've got a great wood chip path that runs through the town, basically cuts straight through. It used to be a railroad track, and now it's paved wood chips, and so it's great for walking the dogs, going for a run, going for a walk. It's 4 miles in length, so if you go out and back, it's 8 miles total. Or if you just want to do a couple sections of it, it's great. And then, like I said, you've got the surrounding towns. Palos Verdes isn't too far. You can get on some horse trails out there. You can get up in the mountains if you really want to get out there. It's not too far of a drive. So there's just so much to do. And then within town, obviously, you've got the beach life of, surfing or paddleboarding, swimming in the ocean. And then the bike path along the Strand is just amazing. It goes all the way from down at the back end of Torrance all the way up north into Santa Monica and Malibu. When I first moved down here, I got into Manhattan Beach at like midnight. I had driven down all day long from Northern California, and when I got here, it was midnight. I was tired and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. And I got outside and the weather was just beautiful and it was nice and quiet. And the beach was right outside my door. And I was like, you know what, I should go for a run. So I just went for a run at midnight and it was just great just getting out there. I mean, peaceful. The ocean's right there next to you. And so it's just hard not to be active when right outside your doorstep is just so much to do. And so that's one of the big pluses of living in Manhattan Beach, is just how active the community is and how easy it is to get out your door and be motivated to get out and do something. All right, now for the cons of living in Manhattan Beach. And figure I'll just start it off with the biggest con of living in Manhattan Beach, and that's the price. It is very expensive. The median home price is over $2 million. So the barrier to entry is obviously expensive. Renting is even expensive. It's going to be tough to find anything for rental under $2,000 a month, depending on where you're looking for a 1-bedroom even. And then just everything costs a little bit more here. The stores are a little bit more high-end, more boutique style. So, it's good quality stuff, but the prices do go up with the quality. So it's a great place to be and a great ambiance, and everything about the culture is awesome, but the price that you pay for that is a little bit higher. All right, and con number 2 is the weather. So I know I said the weather as a positive, but depending on what you're looking for, it could also be a negative. You're not getting the seasons here. It doesn't snow. It doesn't get super cold and rainy. It doesn't get super hot. It's sunny and 75 all year long. We do get some gloomy days. Actually, it's kind of interesting. I think they call it June gloom. So when the summer is typically supposed to be kicking off in June, is actually some of the more gloomy days. And like I said, you're going to get some crazy warm days in like January, February, March, and then you're going to get a nice summer, but it's kind of a late summer. So you're getting like the end of July and August and September, kind of when school starts. The kids are going back to school, and it's actually the nicest time to hit the beach. So that's one thing that could be a downside of moving here. If you're one that really loves to see the leaves change and you like to have a little bit of change in your weather, you're not going to really experience that except for maybe some foggy days and a few days of rain. And when it does rain, one thing you got to remember, do not go in the water, because there are a lot of drainage that goes out and all the stuff from the streets get washed into the ocean. So for the first couple days after a storm, you don't want to go swimming in the ocean. All right, and the next con of living in Manhattan Beach is the traffic, and that's just kind of Southern California in general. With people working from home now, that might not be a big issue for you, but if you are trying to get into the city for work, it could be a bit of a commute, and just getting out of Manhattan Beach can be a little bit of a struggle. The streets are very small in some areas. You've got some tighter one lane roads, and so if there's a school on that road, you definitely get some traffic in the morning, and so it can just be a little bit tight, and trying to get out can be difficult. I actually saw a slow speed chase going on through town one time. A high speed chase had been taking place on the freeway, and the person that was being chased by the police had exited the freeway and somehow ended up in some of the smaller streets in Manhattan Beach. And I walked outside and I see this car driving by very slowly and just a parade of police officers following him. So he had actually gotten lost with how tight the streets are in the neighborhoods here, and was just trying to find his way back to the freeway. So even if you're in a rush and you have a police escort, it's not easy to get to a freeway. And the fourth con of living in Manhattan Beach is termites. So you're gonna have termites here pretty prevalent as you're close to the beach. And so, constantly seeing homes being tented for fumigation. And, it's just part of the beach life of being close to the beach. You're gonna have, certain bugs and things that are more prevalent in that area. So it's just something to be aware of. We always have our clients do a termite report before purchasing a home, just to make sure that there's not more damage than you can see on the outside. And the fifth con of living in Manhattan Beach is just the small spaces. So if you're looking for, a big lot with a big front yard and a big backyard, it's going to be very expensive and very difficult to find. And that's just the style of homes that are here. You're going to be in that more beach cottage, smaller home feel on a smaller lot. But with that, you're just getting a lot more culture of the history of the beach towns. One of probably the more sought after areas in Manhattan Beach are the walk streets. So as you get down to the beach, you have the main streets that cut up through the city, but you also have the walk streets which go down to the beach but are not drivable. And everybody wants a home on the walk street because it's just something different and beautiful and a cool feeling of living on a street that's not a busy street of cars driving in and out of. I am a big fan of Manhattan Beach and just the beach life that it offers. And if you're interested in Manhattan Beach as well, feel free to reach out, call, or text me anytime. I love to hear from people. And if you have questions, feel free to comment below. Or if you think I missed something and that you love about Manhattan Beach, definitely mention it down below so others can find it as well.